Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to Web Squadron on Wednesday, the 29th of June. We are well and truly. No, we're not well and truly. Yeah, we're nearly at the halfway mark of the year. Where's 2022 gone? You know, Christmas will be here soon. I better get jogging before Christmas, hey? Lose some calories and stuff. I hope you're okay. I've had a very, very busy night. I was working until about close to 1:30 a.m. On working on a website, and this morning, got up, jumped on the bike early in the morning because I had a splitting headache. I just need to ride my bike, even though I had a headache. How does that make sense? Did more work, dropped my son at school, carried on more work, and luckily, I think it's been an amazingly productive morning. That's the good thing. It's been a really, really good morning. Hey, Jack, how are you? It's been a really, really good morning. You know, I had a heap of things I wanted to cross off, mainly because one thing wrecked my whole day. I mean, it was like, what, close to 9-10 hours I spent on one thing that just could not get to work or look right. Luckily, it's all good now, and then it's one of those things where I treated it like a showstopper, and I was like, I'm not going to do all the little things and miss this big thing on the website, but luckily that big thing's done. It was not a big thing. It's one of the big things. And then I could roll on with the small thing, because it was a case of, normally I say that when you have loads of tasks, do the small ones first, then worry about the big. But in this instance, the entire website, in my opinion, hinged on a component. And if I couldn't get that component to work, what's the point of doing the rest of the website, right? And I'm glad I put the time into that one big thing, because now I could rattle off boom, 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 boom. The only thing I'm still trying to get to work, and I've got to play around a little bit with a way to do it, is to try and get how to explain it. When you click the cart, a pop-up to appear. And at the moment, it just doesn't seem to work for me, so I've got to think of a better solution. I had another one of these weird emails this morning. Well, it actually started yesterday, where someone emailed me early in the morning. And they are someone who watched a channel, by the way, so if they're watching, I'm really sorry to them. Hey, Richard. So yesterday, someone emailed me. They had an issue with their header. They wanted my help. And before I've agreed to help them, they sent me their username, their password, access to their website. This is before I've agreed to work with them. And I had to very gently say, thank you for that, but I get these requests every day. Every day there is someone somewhere who goes, oh, can you just log in and fix our website? And I kind of go, if I do that for everyone, because I used to in the old days, I'd go, yeah, no problems, I'll do it for you. I can easily lose 3 to 4 hours a day. I kid you not, I can lose half my day, or my daytime, half of the daytime, to just fixing other problems and stuff. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Nick. Hey, everyone. Richard as well. So I now have drawn a massive line in the sand. And it's, you know, when you're someone who likes to help people out, because I do love to help people out, you have to sometimes go, no, if it is someone like you guys, right? You're here all the time. We chat all the time. That's a little bit different. If, however, someone I've not really got to know, I haven't conversed with them, they're a complete stranger in a way, they go, oh, I mean, the fact that she emailed me with, hey, Mark, the fact that this person emailed me yesterday with the username and password for their website, like, you know, I know I do videos and I know we do live chats, but to just, you know, like within their request of what they want you to do to give you all of our info, I was like, whoa, hold on, that is dangerous. Don't do that. But anyway, I said to her, look, I'm really, really sorry, but if you want me to look into it, you're going to have to pay for half an hour. And it's a minimal cost. I go, look, if you pay for that, then I'll go in and give up my time and help you. And bless her, she did come back with a reply which was along the lines of, I expected more from you as part of, I expected more of a community spirit from you. And I was a bit like, come on. And some of the comments on here are so true, right? In that we have a community spirit, but if every time someone makes a request for help, you just drop what you're doing. By the way, I was up till 1:30 working on something. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Mark, actually. That's not a bad idea, actually. Could easily do that. Could easily do a Forminator form where you have the drop down and you literally have the buy now with PayPal, You can even, yeah, it's not a bad idea, actually. Video Boy, does domain extensions matter nowadays? It depends, really, Video Boy. So let's say you've got a website called, I don't know, amazingwebsites.com. You might have like a subdomain. Oh, sorry, no, you don't mean subdomain. You mean domain extensions. No, hey, Mark, I think domain extensions these days are a little bit overrated, in my opinion. I think in the really old days, .com, .co.uk mattered. These days, it's not a big deal. I would say, yeah, that what would I say? Some companies put IO as their extension. It looks more sophisticated, doesn't it? IO. But this is a weird one, okay? I think extensions can matter, but it's not the be-all and the end-all. What you don't want is an extension that doesn't really relate to your work. So let's say you set up a domain for childcare websites, and you want to go for childcarewebsites.com. If you go childcarewebsites.business, it doesn't feel as nice as .com, does it? Or something else. It's just .business feels more formal, Like IO, I feel is more. Whenever I see IO, I have this vision of California, Silicon, like high tech. Mark, IO is more techie sounding, yeah. It has that futuristic feel, doesn't it? IO. Or AI, even, It's like Bertha.ai. The AI kind of captures the what it's about. But in the really, really old days, we're going back 20 odd years now, .com and .co.uk really made a difference as to where are you based. Are you worldwide, international? Are you only one market? .gr, Greece, all of that. Now, if I really care about the location of the business, right, then the .co.uk might matter. If, however, I'm not too fussed and I just want to solve a problem and get something done, I'm on your website for a reason. Whether you're in .com or .co.uk probably doesn't matter much. However, if your website is in China or somewhere, I might think twice. And that's not me being stereotypical, but just because I want to be sure that I am getting what I said I'm going to get. Does that make sense? So sometimes it can matter a little bit. But that's just my take. I mean, I care more about the domain makes sense. I'm never a fan when you get a domain name and the name has nothing to do with what the business is about. So it's like a branding name. And unless you're a clothes store or you're selling food, you want your domain name to kind of make sense to the user. Hey John, hey Interpret, anyone else who's joined in while I've been yapping away. I'm just trying to make something work in the background on a website here. It's taking a bit of brain power at the moment. Just a bit of brain power I'm trying to work out. Yeah, breakdance. Look, there you go, Richard, right? That's where domain names blooming mad. I mean, can you imagine? Someone's going to click breakdance, go there expecting street dance, music, choreography, and they're going to find a website design, page builder, right? Like, talk about the biggest switch off, the biggest thing to annoy people. Like, ooh, breakdance. Huh? You know? Yes, it has. Yes, it has. The whole... It's amazing, isn't it, that whenever you... By the way, I haven't got a cold. I just got a slight... Just hay fever. Hay fever messes me up. Not hay fever. Yeah, pollen, all that. But yeah, talking about flex containers, you know, we can all sit there guessing how long until the beta version's out before the final version. Interpret, my view about Webflow, not used it. I'm not the best person to talk about it. If you really want to get, hey George, if you really want to get a good understanding of Webflow versus Elementor and WordPress, tonight at 8 p.m. British summertime, there is a live chat with Paul from WP Tuts and Dave Foy, where Dave used WordPress a lot, then he went to Webflow, and I think he's now coming back to WordPress or a bit of both. So I think he is probably the best person to advise and talk about that. So I would recommend that live chat tonight, okay? Usama, Future of Elementor said that goodbye. No, Usama, definitely not. No. I can honestly tell you now, right, okay, I know if you... Gutenberg for me is just like blocky designs and stuff, and I know there's other stuff you can do with it, okay? I'm not knocking it on the head completely, but so many people have been saying that about Elementor for years. Right? People have been saying page builders are dead and all of that for ages. People have even been saying for years and years that WordPress is dead as well, and that other stuff is better. So you are always going to get... I mean, look, 3 or 4 weeks ago, there was a report showing that WordPress that had over 40% of the market had shrunk and others had picked up. But in the grand scheme of things... Right, in the grand scheme of things, WordPress is still massively big. It's just people's habits change and what people pick up. And I know more people that have gone to Wix and Squarespace and other solutions that come back to WordPress. I know more people. And even if you were to say, Elementor's days are numbered, I don't see that. There's always going to be some people that jump around and whatever. So I would say what happens is one person says something and everyone jumps on it, right? Everyone jumps on it. So there was a report about 3 or 4 weeks ago, an article where they showed that WordPress's dominance had come down a bit, others had gone up a bit, and it was like, yes, so. And let me give you, hey Mia, let me give you a real life example, right? For the last, I'm going to say roughly the last 8 years, right? Every 2 years, no, let me explain it a bit better. iPhone or Apple always bring out a new version of their phone, right, every year, right? But it's not until every 2 years you have a bit of a leap in technological advances within the iPhone. So in year 1, when they bring out a new phone, sales go like this, doosh. In year 2, they have another version, but it's not as advanced. Sales do this. Boom. And as soon as that happens, for the last 8 years, right, every 2 years, everyone in the world, oh my God, Apple's days are numbered. The iPhone is no longer wanted. Oh my God, people hate it. Oh, Apple's shares. Oh. Everyone starts hitting the doom bell. And then every 2 years when Apple brings out a slightly different version of the iPhone, which is a bit more advanced, they're never that massively advanced to be honest, but it's a little bit more whatever, the sales go like this. Boom. So every 2 years, you have this pattern. Massive sales dip, year on year like that. And it's every 2 years it goes up. So you watch, okay, right now the sales for Apple are like, if they, and when the iPhone 14 comes out, there's not massive advances. So you're going to have this happen, right? There'll be a shake and everyone's going to go, oh, the iPhone, And then next year, when they bring out the iPhone 15, which will have loads more advances, or what rumours are, it will do that. And then it'll be like, oh. And that's what happens every 2 years. Every 2 years. So they all say it. They all do it, right? So don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype, all right? It's what I call disruptive journalism, where they want to do something to make you think, and I'll tell you what, if I had a feeling that Elementor was on its last legs or whatever, you'd know about it, because I'd be telling you, right, we need to move to something else, but it's far from that. See, look, what George just wrote there about Gutenberg and how it could end up bloated, he has got a very good point there. You know, everyone compares, like, Elementor to Gutenberg.
Sorry, could you say that again? My apology.
Whoops. At the moment when people compare Elementor to Gutenberg, but Gutenberg hasn't got the power of what Elementor's got, or what Divi's got, or other stuff. And remember, the moment Gutenberg ever gets to what Elementor is, right, imagine, right, here's Gutenberg, and here's Elementor. Let's say in 2 years' time, this is here. Where will Elementor be then? Maybe we'll have Flexbox containers and a mega menu. Who knows? But that's what will happen, right? So they're playing major catch-up. And for me, it's like they are playing major catch-up, right? WordPress has been around donkey's years. And we're still only now, in the last, 6-7 months, we've got a bit more advancement over the blocks and all of that. Still not great. I think Netflix, it's like, yeah, Netflix, everyone is talking about that. But what Netflix are going to do is they're going to offer a cheaper subscription. So you know how much you pay for subscription at the moment? Netflix are going to offer another version, which is going to be cheaper. The only difference is there will be adverts before and after programs and stuff like that. That's the only difference. Maybe during the program as well, there'll be an advert. So if you're now saying, look, you can have Netflix for half the cost, but there will be adverts, people will go for it, I bet. So I think Netflix they've realized now the business model we've now got to offer an alternative stream, which is kind of a pun, an alternative way of making income but satisfying people. Just check the comments here. So Richard wants a new fat belly over the belt description. Understand these. Let me come up with one, Richard. If I'm honest, Inderpreet, there's not a lot you can say about WooCommerce that I haven't already done in previous videos. There's not a lot more you can say about it. But I will have a think. All right. Hey, sorry, Jake. I've just realised your name. I didn't read it. Okay, because I haven't scrolled down. But yeah, tell us a bit about yourself, Jake. Whereabouts are you based? Are you in the UK or elsewhere? Web designer, web developer, coder, agency, freelancer, working with a team? Tell us a bit more about you, okay? Oh yeah, George, wouldn't that be amazing? Web design with VR. Like right now, yeah, you can see my fingers as I build the website. Go on, touch my fingers. Come on, touch them. There we go. Sorry, I probably hit you in the eye. Exactly, Richard. So, like, we're good to, like, look, at the moment, yeah. Here's your options, right? Here are your options. You can either pay $49 for Elementor Pro, or you can pay $49 and you do get 3 licenses for quickly, which takes Gutenberg to another level. Well, hold on a second. Just even though you get 3 licenses, right? $49 for just a Gutenberg extension. Or I can have $49 for Elementor Pro. You know, just go Elementor Pro. Because otherwise, what Richard said, you're going to be using probably quickly, and I bet 2 or 3 more, probably 4 plugins in total to achieve what you could do with Elementor Pro. So, you know, just makes sense, doesn't it? Just makes sense. Huh? What's George asking there? If you are Z-index, is the Z-axis of the known X... yeah. That's a really good point, actually, the way George has explained that. Yeah, the XY, and, you know, the XY and the Z. The Z was always like the depth one, almost. Like that. Wow, I'm trying to get the angles right. Oh, Jimmy, you know what? Hey, I actually think the future of websites, my take is that maybe in 5 or 10 years' time, we're going to have websites where there is AR, basically. There is some form of AR, the future of things. So Jake, Melbourne. Okay, Cheshire. I think whenever I hear Cheshire, I think of Hollyoaks. Or is that the wrong place? Okay, yeah, Jet plugins, Element, hope to become self-employed. But okay, what do you do at the moment? So, are you working at the moment? Like, do you have a day job or something at the moment? Or are you studying and stuff like that? Zach, been using absolute position a lot. Absolute positioning is good when it's needed, but be careful how much you use it, because you enter a world of pain when you start to go from desktop to tablet to mobile and stuff like that. Can get messy, but it is good as well. It is good. Ah, nice one, Jimmy. Nice one with the AR. Agreed, George. Static HTML. But let's not talk about static. Oh, it is Jack. It is then, right? Whenever I see Cheshire, I think Hollyoaks. I'm sure Hollyoaks is Cheshire. Hollyoaks and footballers' wives. Oh, God. You know, like, it's almost like, oh, what shall we associate with Cheshire? We go, Hollyoaks and footballers' wives. Oh, great. Yep, hit the like, everyone. Hit the like. Yeah, like what George said, Zach. You know, the minute you go with too many absolutes, it can get messy. So I always say stop and think about what you're doing. And did it really need to be absolute positioning? That's my key bit. Well, Jake, look, you're on the right path, yeah. You got a job, you're making an income. If you're able to build websites for friends and families, hopefully they will refer. Now, I'll tell you what, say this to your friends and family, okay? Hopefully they paid you for the website, I hope, or not. Say to your friends and family, if you like what I do and you refer someone you know who wants a website to me, not to me, I mean to you, Jack, not Jack, Jake. So they refer to you, Jake, and the website is built, you will pay your friends and family 50 quid. Right? 50 quid! Incentivize your referrals, word of mouth. Maybe if they refer already free of charge, fine. Don't incentivize. But if not, or they haven't yet, incentivize. Right, I'm going to be back in about 2 minutes, okay? Give me 2 minutes and I'll be back, okay? Give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Can I give you all like a big tip if you're ever like working on a website where you've put in a lot of work or effort or something and you're about to load up like a new plugin which could change things quite a bit on the website? Always, 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 always remember to make a backup, okay? So go to your hosting provider or wherever you do it or your updraft or whatever. Always, always, always make a backup. I cannot stress that enough, okay? So I'm just going to make a backup of someone's website. I'm going to call it 12:30 p.m. June 29, 12:30 p.m. Because if you ever add in like you ever do anything major to a website, you want to make sure you got that in. Right, okay, sorry, I've just double-checked the comments. Yeah, take it. Sorry, Mark, I've just seen you're going to go walk the dogs. I want to answer Jake's question there about cold calling. No, I don't do cold calling. And if anyone has done cold calling and it works for you, great. But I don't like cold calling. I don't like it when I get cold called. I hate it. And I don't like a lot of videos out there that say, yeah, get them on the phone, talk to them, find out their problem, answer their question. And I just feel like, no, I'm wasting people's time like that. I'm not a fan of cold calling. I think if you know someone has got a really disastrously bad website and you can see how the website will not convert, will affect their business, they're not going to get much sales or whatever, then you could email them or even call them up. But you know what I call random cold calling? There's no purpose behind, oh yeah, hey, yeah, do you want a website? I can't stand that. Haha, Richard. No, I actually went to sort something out. And my cat as well. I could hear him whining. So I'd sort something out. And then my cat as well, give him some food. Yeah, so Jack, £75, referrals. Hey, Crater Lewis. Yeah, so what Jimmy says there, rather than cold calling, if you know someone or a business needs help or their website is looking a bit flat or they haven't even got one. So you might see like someone, they got a business, but based on their email or whatever, they haven't got a website, so you might contact them. But I might send them a message. Sometimes if you just call them, they can be offended because you don't know if they're busy. You don't know what's going on in their life, right? And the amount of people that contact me every day, I'd be really peeved off if they started calling me every time. Oh yeah, do you want this? Hey yeah, do you want that? We have too much junk and spam in our lives coming through our phones and our internet pop-ups, and emails to have someone now calling you up and going, hey, do you want a website? I think you do. Hey, Andrew. You get done what you got to do, all right, Andrew? Yep, exactly, John. Relationship, yeah. And if someone just calls me out the blue, like someone called me yesterday and they were like, oh, yeah, review your life insurance and all of that. And I'll tell you right now, 90% of my phone calls end with F off. And I know it's really blunt and arrogant and stubborn, but I'll tell you the truth. That is how they end. 90% of them, I just go, F off. Don't care. Go away. Leave me alone. And I know they're only doing a job. I know that person on the end of the line is only doing a job. But I'm really sorry. They're not going to like it if they get phone calls, and it really annoys me when they come from unknown numbers as well. That annoys the life out of me. Lots of good conversations going on here. I'm not responding to all of them, but you know what George is saying, what Jimmy is saying. Yeah, I mean, by the way, so Jake, if you go to our YouTube channel, or even if you go to our podcast, you can talk to Alexa about that. Do a search for LinkedIn, okay? We've got a few good videos for LinkedIn on there. Yeah, exactly, Richard. It is very hit and miss cold calling, but there's too many people promoting it at the moment, which I just feel like there's no. It's not even hit and miss. It's more miss than hit. What I don't like is so many people out there who actually say, look, if you pay, I will train you on how to get loads of clients. And actually all they're going to do is tell you to cold call. They'll go, yeah, go through the yellow pages and get your list of businesses and then just call them up. It's just like, no. No, I say it after we've ended the call, Mark. After we've ended the call, I'm like, oh, no. Hey, Nikos. Sorry if I'm late saying hi to anyone, okay? Because often I'm talking and then I read the comments. I mean, Ria, just ask them if... The trouble is, though, Ria, right? If you think about it, right? Imagine, right? Okay, imagine someone knocking on your door, right? And you didn't invite them. You didn't invite them. And they've just knocked on your door and says, hey, do you want this? And you're like, no, I'm busy. They go, right. When are you free? Think about it, right? You're probably having a meal with your family. You're probably watching TV. You're probably chilling out. You're probably doing something. You might even be working. And someone knocks on your door and you're like, I'm busy. And rather than them saying, oh, I'm sorry, and they leave you alone, they're like, okay, yes, when can I call you back? When can I come round again? They're putting me on the spot. I don't know, 1 hour, 2 hours? And what if I go, yeah, in 2 hours? Now I have to wait for them to get back in touch with me. And what if they don't get back in touch with me? What if they call me half an hour earlier or half an hour later? I'm now waiting on them. All of a sudden, my life now comes to a halt because I said, yeah, I'll be free in 2 hours. What I say instead is, what I sometimes say to them is, look, just put a leaflet through my door. Or write down what you were going to say on a bit of paper and post it through my door. Or if they email, I go, right, tell me more in the email. Right? So rather than, because I always feel like that if you say on a busy, who here agrees what I'm saying? If someone calls you up, right, and you've just said you're busy, and they just go, right, so when can I call you again? Tomorrow? This afternoon? I'm like, whoa, hold on. It's bad enough when you get told there's a delivery coming between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. and we need you to be there to sign for it. If you're not there to sign for it, we'll have to rearrange delivery. And you're like, what the heck? 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.? What? You are stuck waiting on. Your life is suddenly determined and dictated by the delivery company. That's not how it should be. So I would say, right, that if I ever get cold called or anything like that, 90% of the time it will be F off. Or if they knock the door or whatever, and they go, right, so can we come back later? If I say I'm busy, I kind of go, no. I literally say, not really. I would say if what you've got to say is really important or life-changing, put a leaflet through the door or a business card with your email address and write on the back why I should be interested. And if they say they can't do that because they have to tell me by using their mouth or whatever they want to use, then I quite frankly think, right, you have not got a good elevator pitch then. You need to rethink your way of approaching. Yeah, but Ria, why would you... So Ria, are you talking about as a cold caller, you would just call them back? Yep, don't forget the like button, everyone. Hey, MD Jadan, I just saw your name there. Bend over. Oh, dear Jack. Ooh, I got that one, okay. Yeah, by the way, yeah, if you want to send me any details so I can forward them on for you, just here's the email address, all right. Yeah, so Ria, you know when you say you call them back, so are you cold calling companies and then you just cold call them back? Now, whereabouts are you based again, Ria? Whereabouts are you based? I mean, what you got to do, yeah, but yeah. I mean, what you got to remember here is like, this is what I say to a lot of people. So whenever someone says to me, yeah, cold calling's fine, I do it all the time. I kind of go, but how would you feel if someone did that to you and your wife or your partner or your child who's got a mobile phone? How would you feel? I know it's, Jack. Norway, yeah. I think in some places, I know some people say cold calling is acceptable. It's the norm. If it's the norm, then who am I to say don't do it? But I prefer my strategy, which is get lost, or, you know, if what you've got is so important, send me an email, drop it through my letterbox. You've obviously got my number. Send me a text message. Because you know what I find funny is I say to them, right, okay, just give me details. They go, oh right, yeah. What's your email address? I go, no, you've rung me. You've got my number. So send me a text message. And they kind of go, and I go, F off. I'm really blunt. I'm so blunt when it comes to cold callers, especially when they knock on the door. So sometimes I get people, they knock on the door, they're flashing their badge, and they go, yeah, we're here to talk about it. And I go, whoa, hold on. And I sometimes say to them, I'm a shareholder. And they go, huh? I go, yeah, don't worry, I share in the profits you make. And they go, So if you really want to stop them and make them totally shock them, and they don't have a reply for this, right? Don't say you're already signed up. Don't say you're not interested. If you say you've already signed up, you get all the, hey, yeah, cool. Hey, let's have a kiss and cuddle. You get all that. If you say you're not interested, they then go into ooh, yeah, but did you know? They go into that mode, right? If you kind of say, get lost or whatever, right? You can, they might have already had a really bad day and you've really hurt their feelings. So what I say, yeah, if anyone knocks on the door is I go, yeah, I'm already a shareholder. I share in your profits. Say that to them, right? And watch their reaction. They go, what? Oh. They really do not know how to come back on that one. Say that, right? Yeah, I'm one of the shareholders. I share in your profit. Hey, we'll still be here, Andrew. You take care, okay? Catch up soon. Yep, I'm looking forward to that stream tonight with Paul and Dave Foy. I think it's going to be it'll be a pretty interesting one, I think it'll be a pretty interesting one. Well, the thing is, Jake, though, right? The thing is, though, when you visit a local business, though, okay? Again, though, if you've made an appointment or they've contacted you, that's different. But if you just walk into a business and go, hey, do you want a website? It'd be like, if I was a business and someone just walked into the door and said, hey, do you want a website? I'd go buy something and I'll talk to you. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, go on, buy something and I'll talk to you. To be honest, there is no right or wrong answer, is there? There is a lot of it is subjective, right? Come on, a lot of it is massively subjective. So yeah, it's very subjective. I get a lot of these. I get a lot of friend requests on Facebook, and I tend to say no to lots, and there's only some I say yeah to. But there's quite a lot I say no to, mainly because I don't know them. I don't even, why do they need access to my Facebook? Just reading Andrew. I read that. So Jack, I just read that as grab and aggressive, and I went, oh no, aggregates. It was like grab and aggressive. I read that wrong. I was like, what kind of business is that? Grab and aggressive. So MD Janan, do you have plans to make series about managing client sites? Well, that is very open-ended. That's very open-ended because that for me falls into what is your care plan? Basic care plan, which is WordPress updates, plugin updates, make sure the website's working, backups, stuff like that. Then you might have that plus SEO. So do you review the keywords on a weekly, monthly, not weekly, monthly basis? Then you might have analytics. Then you might have like content. How much content do you update? Is it just bits and pieces, or do you have like they can reserve 1 or 2 hours of your time a month or a week? So when it comes to managing clients' websites, it's all about what are you offering? You know, you must have a ladder. Basic, bit more, or do you allow them to pick and choose? So all of you, whatever plan you pick, you're going to get this, the basic. And then you say, right, if you want the SEO, it's a bit more here. If you want analytics, a bit more here. Is it content revisions? A bit more here. Is it major changes? So every month or so, they might want you to now add products and remove products. You know? Optimization. You know? If someone says to me, oh, I need you to add 20 images, are you going to have to do the WebP conversion? Which is dead easy on bulkresizePhotos.com, but are you doing that before you add it? Well, there's a bit of time and effort there, right? So you got to think about, for me, doing a series about managing client sites, I probably could do a video about that, but it is very, very subjective. You know, and you got to factor in time, effort, what you're doing. I mean, if you are reselling hosting packages, you now become the middleman between if the host goes down or emails aren't being sent out, server speed, all of that. You suddenly become the middleman for that. So, you know. Yeah, exactly, MD. So what you got to do is you got to look at what you do. And the way I like to approach it is you have your basic, but you don't throw everything in. You go, this is your basic. There is no content revision. This is just literally plugins, Elementor license, WordPress updates, and backups, right? You now want content revision, minor, you can have 3 or 4 a month, is a little bit extra. You want SEO, a little bit extra. You want analytics, a little bit extra, right? And I say to them, you pick and choose. The basic, you can't get away from. But now you've got 3 or 4 other things. If you want all of them, you get a discounted rate. If you go for all of them, you get a discounted rate. If you don't, you let them pick and choose. So they know what they're getting. Exactly, Richard. I've fallen totally out of love with hosting. You know what I mean? The hassle and headache it brings. I just don't want to know. Don't want to know. I know people say, oh, but it's easy and it's money. Yeah, but you can make the money from the care plan. But I just, no. Sorry, I just read Jack's comment there, grab and aggressive. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah, so Jimmy, we did do blog posts about a year and a half ago and I have to be honest, juggling everything we do and writing blog posts, it's difficult. Before we started YouTube, we did do blog posts, but once we started YouTube, it sucks out your time, doesn't it? Jake, I am going to say to you though, Jake, and this is I use SiteGround, and I'm going to tell you now, right? SiteGround's auto WebP formatting is not as good as you using bulkresizePhotos.com, and I'm going to tell you now. You know, I loads of my clients are on SiteGround. We use SiteGround. I do not use the SiteGround optimizer. I don't. Instead, I use Auto-Optimize and other solutions. And I do my bulk resizephotos.com with bulkresizephotos.com, the WebP. I don't use SiteGround Optimizer because I have found that if I rely on that and the WebP, it is not as good in compression, and I can, if I use a different method, I can hit 20% higher than what the SiteGround Optimizer will give me. Because I used to use SiteGround Optimizer a lot, and then I suddenly started going, well, what if I have a copy of a website? So I got a website and a stagey one. Let's run them. Exactly the same score. Rough, give or take, server speed, right? Now let me take off Optimizer here and do an alternative way, Auto-Optimize and all of that, and boom. Ran it about 5-6 times that day. SiteGround Optimizer was always like here, about 80-ish. The other version, 95, 99 on the mobile. And it was like, nah. But if it's working for you, go for it. But yeah. Hey, Mia. Yes, don't forget to click like. But yeah, we use SiteGround a lot, and I push our clients to use that, especially if they're with GoDaddy or Bluehost. And I go, look, I know it's going to cost a lot from year 2. You know, the cost goes like that. But it's the customer service, the backups, the staging sites, the SSL, the email provision, and the site tools are so nicely laid out, isn't it? And I know loads of people here as well in the live chat who use SiteGround as well. So, yeah. Hey, WP Tuts. We were just talking earlier, reminding everyone tonight, 8 p.m. British summertime, the Dave Foy and Paul live chat. Because some people were asking questions about what do we think of Webflow. And I told them the best place to get any answer about that is tonight, Paul's channel, WP Tuts, 8 p.m. British summertime. Dave, big WordPress user, Elementor and all of that, went to Webflow. Now he's probably going to be mixing between the two, but he is coming back to WordPress as well, or we'll get more clarity on that. But he is going to be in the know with, did he find that Webflow was as good as Elementor? Was there anything lacking? Were there... Yeah, George, totally agree. The inodes could be higher. SiteGround a year ago did increase the inodes you get per plan. So the plans, they increased the inodes by about, I think it was about 30%. It was quite a big leap. But I hope they do it again. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that. I'll tell you the other reason I'm looking forward to it is because Paul is, I can be quite erratic with my delivery. Hi, low, and whatever's. Paul is very consistent with his delivery in the way he talks and all that because of your accent as well, Welsh accent. But Dave has got, I think, one of those accents where I can imagine him on a podcast reading a story. Does anyone else think that? When you listen tonight, just close your eyes and listen. Dave has one of these almost soothing voices where if you were just sat there in your chair, leaning back, listening to someone reading the Red Dwarf book, by Rob Grant and Dave Naylor. The Red Dwarf book. I can imagine Dave. He's got one of those voices that's really good. Ah, George, right. That's good to hear, though. But yeah, I think it's 30% they increased the innodes. It's true. Don't you think, though, Paul? You know, because you'll know more because you've met him. But like, when you think about it, he's got one of these like. I'm trying to think. It's almost like out in the country, Peak District. Not David Attenborough. David Attenborough, he's more there's a bit of a huskiness to David Attenborough. Now we're gonna see the penguin sitting on top of the polar bear. It looks like he is shitting on the polar bear's head, and the polar bear does not mind, But Dave he's almost like, you can imagine Dave, right? In the Peak District, surrounded by mountains in a valley, right? Snowdonia. He's in Wales, Snowdonia Mountains, right? Somewhere on the mountains, he's there, with his machine, with a massive aerial, trying to get internet, and he's trying to get onto Elementor Cloud. And even though he can't do it, he'd be like that. He'd be like this with his flask of PG Tips or Tetleys. He'd be like, "Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right." That's Dave Foy for you. Did it? Which tweet was that? He's from Hull. Oh, dear, that ruins everything. Now that you've said that, right, that just changes everything, Paul. Dave is from Hull. Ugh. Most people that I've met from Hull, whenever I've found out from Hull, they're generally very chilled out. Do you think that's a Hull thing? Do you think it's because they've got used to the fact that to get out of Hull, you have to take such a long road? Because Hull is kind of like, it's got a crack, hasn't it, in England, in United Kingdom, England. You got to go around like that. Is that why? They're so chilled out, right? They're like, ugh. That's why nothing phases them. Slough, ooh. People from Slough are not chilled out, Jake. Yeah, there you go, Melissa. Right, just imagine if there was like a nature program, and they showed a polar bear, and you're looking at the polar bear, and you're like, "What's that on his head? What's that? Is it a wig? Is it a toupee? No, it's a penguin having a shit on the polar bear's head. Oh my God! Is this what climate change has brought?" I'd love to see Greta Thunberg explain that, right? We're all responsible for that penguin and the polar bear on the head. So working on this. Yep, take care, Mark. Yep, I'll be in touch, all right? I'll be in touch. Okay, don't forget to click like, please, everyone. Now, unfortunately, even though Paul has come on very late, very late, bad man, very late. We're coming up to close to 1 hour, and I am gonna be ending this live chat very, very soon in the next 2 or 3, 4, 5, 3, 2.5 minutes or something, because since yesterday, been working on this checklist for a website. This is just for the first draft, but there's 2 really big things that I've left right till the end that I really need to nail, and I've got about 2 hours before I pick my son up, and I really, really, really need to nail them. So, and I want Richard to carry on writing his flipping email to a client, okay? Flipping email, get it done. And I want you all to crack on with your working. I want Paul to get ready for tonight with Dave. Be ready for that. But yeah, I am going to end in a moment. Make sure you click like. love the support all of you are giving, all the comments you give, and the way you join the live chat as well. By the way, Jake, first time you've been here. We hope to see you again. Okay, hope to learn more about you. Hope we can help guide you on your journey, especially if you're thinking about setting up a business and thinking about, if you're in the UK, registering as a business, thinking about overheads, thinking about your pricing model and your strategy and stuff like that. Paul was born ready. You know what happened, right? You know what happened, Paul, right? Okay. When you were born, right, you heard a voice. You heard a voice as you were born. It wasn't the doctor. It wasn't your parents. It wasn't God. It was Dave Foy on his mountain with his machine and his aerial. And he literally said, "Hey, Paul." Right, it was Dave. That's what brought you to Word. That's what brought you to web design and everything like that. Okay, everyone, I'm going to pop off now. Oh, sorry, hold on. Jake's question. Is it okay to pay someone on Fiverr? No. Point blankly, no, because you don't know what you're getting. And I would say, Jake, the best way to understand is look at example websites, right? You're doing a website for a motorcycle company, or a restaurant, or a fashion designer. Look at other websites. Yeah, I think he's more of a Tetley's. I don't think it's PG Tips. I think that's too advanced for Dave. PG Tips is too advanced. I don't think he can handle the triangle. No, hold on. It's Tetley triangle. Oh, I don't know now. He's more of a Tetley's, isn't he? Isn't Tetley Yorkshire? Yes, it is. Tetley's Yorkshire. Brian Glover, who was in the movie Kes, right? And Alien 3. Brian Glover. He'll be like, hey, no, how was it? It was the A by gum. Hey, my Tetley's. Paul's got videos on it, but I would say, look at example websites. What do you like? What do you don't like? What do you feel? What flows, right? But getting someone to design it, they're just going to rip off from other designs or other templates they got. And I would say, understand your client, understand what they want. What is their business? Why do they need a website? Do they need a website? Is anyone going to go there? Are the clients going to go there? What are you trying to achieve with the client? What's the conversion you think you're going to do? How are you going to lure them in? What are you going to showcase? And when you start to think about that, and then you look at other websites that serve that same area, you're going to go, I like that, I like that, I like that. Or we've got a website here, I like all of it except this bit. Right, make a note, make a mental note, get a screenshot, store that stuff, right? That is going to help you understand the user experience and your design, okay? And of course, watch Paul's videos. Right, I am now going to log off. If you've not clicked like, make sure you click like. Send a copy of the video link to everyone you know and make sure they click like as well. We'll see you tonight, Paul, okay? 8 o'clock British summertime, BST or GMT plus 1, 8 p.m. Dave Foy and Paul getting cozy with one another and their PG Tetley or whatever drink Paul's got. Right, okay. Yes, of course. Yeah, we'll do that one too, Paul. Absolutely. And how to survive on a mountain with nothing but thermal underwear. And a penguin, maybe. All right, take it easy, everyone. Got to shoot off now. I've got to crack on with this website because I'm fed up of all of you and